Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
One of the things we probably should look at is where do we put a garden at? And when you're looking at a space, Nika, what are you looking for garden placement?
So when I'm looking for areas where we could get natural shade, whether that's from trees or from buildings or things around, I'm looking for spaces where we don't have a lot of runoff so that we can make sure we have water that stays in that area. We're looking for ways to, get around maybe other land structures that may be in place. So that's what permaculture is about, right? It's like working with the land as it is, not doing too many changes to it, but actually like working with the elements that you have in space to make sure that you have a thriving garden. And so a lot of times we're putting grow beds around trees to make sure that they have shade, and we don't have to buy shade for that area. We may notice an area where there's a lot of water that runs off into that area. That's going to be an area where we want to plant stuff that needs a lot more water, so because we know the water is going to be in that area, or maybe putting something that doesn't need as much water in an area where water soaks up faster, and things like that. We also put chickens in our space, and we use chickens as a way to help us fight pests, as fertilizer. They're basically little volunteer growers, whether they know it or not. So
right.
When we're looking at our space, we're definitely thinking of ways that we can set up grow areas without doing too much damage to the area or bringing in too much that I don't know, I just feel like unnatural structures and things into a space.
Wow. Well, and one of the things on garden placement is where you put it in your yard and how much sun it gets. You mentioned looking for trees so you can shade. That would be for afternoon shade. Mm-hmm. Planting a garden bed on the north side of a structure might not be the best idea because it may not get any sun at all there.
Right.
So I've always said
that's an observation too. A lot of times I tell people before you even start a garden in your backyard, you need to go and spend a day just sitting in your yard, looking at where the sun hits, looking at the visitors that you have in your space, and really like delving into what your design is going to look like and how it's going to benefit not only the environment, your food, but also the environment, or not just the environment and food, but also the space as a whole.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner